Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We are continuing Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is Erev Shabbos Kodesh, day number 21 in our second cycle over here. And we are in the chapter of Zivug, of Shidduchim, of marriage, of a husband and a wife. And today the Pele Yoetz goes into some more graphic ideas and explanations of another message of Zivug, which is the actual intimate relationship between a husband and his wife. And Hachzik has decided that to read every word inside and explain things in the detail that normally that we do is not appropriate on the public forum that we are on right now. And therefore, I'm not going to do our regular learning together where I read every single word and explain it. Rather, I'm just going to tell you outside some of the concepts and the ideas, and recommended for your homework is to read the words of the Pele Yoetz yourself, so you'll see what he's talking about. But to, I think, wrap everything up into one succinct idea, and that is that the union of a husband and a wife is a very holy endeavor, and it is something that is very special and very sacred. Shalom Bayis is the peace that is in the house, and this is a very large piece of that shalom that takes place in the bayis between a husband and a wife. And we are to try to elevate our actions to levels of kedusha the best that we can, and we are to express our ava, our love, one for the other, the best that we possibly can. And in that zechus im Yetz Hashem, a husband and a wife will have tremendous peace and love and harmony, and their house will be filled with simcha and with joy. And the children that will come from a husband and a wife of such a union will be beautiful tzaddikim, yirah shamayim, bali emuna, bali avodah in the world of Torah and of mitzvahs, and they will be mamshech. They will continue on the derech of Torah that the parents themselves are living on and want to pass down to the next generation. I do believe that I would like to point out one thing if you're going to look inside. And the Pele Yoetz does write that our children will go after the machshavas, the thoughts that one has during relations. And the more holy that your thoughts are, the holier your children are going to be. And the more inappropriate and improper your thoughts are, the more of a chorban, of a destruction you're going to cause to your children, and they will not be the great yirah shamayim, the fear, the God-fearing children that you anticipated and dreamed of. Would just like to point out that we live in a pretty difficult generation, and there are many wonderful, wonderful parents who have wonderful marriages that are filled with tremendous shalom bayis and kiddush and holiness. And in their mishpachas of the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children, not every single one has turned out to be one with great yirah shamayim or following in the footsteps of their parents or their grandparents. And there are children that are struggling in their Yiddishkeit, in their keeping of mitzvahs, whether they're on or they're off the derech. They keep Shabbos, they don't keep Shabbos. It's a very challenging world to be raised in, and it's very challenging on the children as well. And if you read the words of the Pele Yoetz, I don't want a parent who has a struggling teen or a struggling child to feel they must have done something so wrong with them and their spouses at very crucial and pivotal times in their marriage together. Rather know that there are winds of the world that are blowing inside of every single home and every house and every base midrash and every yeshiva dormitory and every seminary, Rahman al-Islam, it's everywhere. And even the best of kids from the best of families whose parents had the greatest intentions of all time sometimes end up getting uh, drawn in to the powers of tumah, of impurity and the like that are in the world and that are causing children to veer off the derech that we would like and would love for our children to walk down and to ascend in. The emerson is. So please don't take the words of the Pele Yoetz to heart, and do not feel guilty if, in fact, you have a child or more than one that is struggling in their Yiddishkeit, do not blame yourself as a result of not being to the high level of holy properness, as the Pele Yoetz would say it, at those times of the union of a husband and a wife. Rather, understand that we live in challenging and difficult times. There are many things that are going on around us that are completely out of our control. And Be'ez Hashem, we should be zeicher to have marriages that are filled with shalom, with peace and reus and closeness and togetherness and achdus and unity and ava and love and warmth and respect, all of the wonderful things that a Yiddish abayis, that a Yiddish house is all about. And in Yitz Hashem should have the greatest positive hashpah impact on our children. And if, Rahman al-Itzlan, such a thing happens that a child ends up veering off that derech that we lay down for them in our own homes, so don't feel the guilt and the pressure that you did something wrong. There's winds that are out there in the world today that are blowing kids in every single direction, and we just have to daven the best for our children, that they should see the beauty and the glory of a house that is radiating and permeating with shalom bayis, with all of the good midas and the like that we are trying to instill in our homes. And Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach, we should have nachas, husbands and wives, from each other, and we should have nachas in Yitz Hashem from our children. All the best.